The Nurse by David Webster. February 8th, 2018. In my backyard, there is an old nurse staring aimlessly at the woods behind my house. She is an old white woman, probably 40 or maybe 50 years old. She has a ghostly appearance, wearing dirty, ripped 1800s or older style nursing gown. Greasy, wet black hair, wrinkly, wet, pale skin, soulless eyes. I see her through the window as I walk downstairs. She continues to stare at the woods, completely ignoring my existence. For reasons unknown to me, I leave the safety of my house as I walk out the front door. My neighborhood is completely silent. No birds chirping, no breeze. No sounds of cars in the distance. Just a creepy, supernatural silence, as if the world itself stopped. I walk downstairs and step on the damp grass. Upon setting foot on the grass, I am startled by a painful, agonizing, ear-piercing, feminine shriek, and the vibrations from the scream staggered me, knocking me to the floor, shaking the earth underneath, as if an earthquake was taking place. The scream stopped almost instantly, and as soon as it stopped, heavy, rapid, and human footsteps were heading towards my direction. I look around frantically. Is someone running towards me? Where did the scream come from? As I'm looking around my silent neighborhood, the sky turns blood red as if someone slit Jesus Christ's throat himself. I feel a sense of danger in my gut. My mind is telling me, do not turn around, just run. Do not try to look at her. Please don't. Don't look at her, please. I'm standing still, back towards my driveway, where 3 cars are parked and several hedges are. I begin to shake and almost urinate myself, as my thoughts are interrupted by an old, soft, feminine voice. Hello, little boy. Why such a sad face? Why are you crying? Turn around. I won't hurt you. I'm trying to help you, she said softly, chuckling. Despite my mind telling me not to turn around, I turned around. I nearly passed out from what I saw. The woman from my backyard was staring at me. Oh my goodness. She made solid eye contact with me for what felt like years. Her pupils were dilated, and I felt as if she was staring into my soul. She stared at me with a blank expression. Her lips began to part, revealing black, decaying, chipped teeth. And she made a traumatizing, gut-wrenching, painful, forced smile. She rose from her hiding spot. She stared at me, still smiling. Her appearance was more haunting than it appeared from the window. Her appearance, her goddamn face, was riddled with wrinkles as if she soaked her entire body in water. Her skin was peeling off her own bones. Her nails were long, black, and bloody. I began to back away slowly, but every single step I made, she made a step towards me. Come here, little boy. You look ill. Let me help you. She still says, smiling. Run. You gotta run, dude. You have to run. I thought to myself. I suddenly began to sprint far away from her, running toward my nearest neighbor. Same shriek I heard earlier started again, followed by heavy footsteps. It's as if a giant itself was running towards me. I looked behind me, only to see the nurse sprinting towards me. Her movement was inhuman, moving side to side, darting left and right. eyes focused on me, still using that inhuman smile. No matter how fast I ran, she would catch up to me every goddamn time. I ran out of air and stopped to breathe, gasping for air, crying, begging for mercy, only to have her catch up to me. She grabbed me by the arm, her inhuman strength digging her nails into my skin, blood pouring from my wound. I screamed in agony as she ripped my skin from my entire body. I fell onto the ground. I fell to the ground, muscle and bone exposed, and she stared at me, laughing hysterically. You need to be operated on ASAP. She takes out her surgical gear and begins her operation. She begins with pouring rubbing alcohol onto my exposed flesh. I screamed as the flesh and muscles of my body sizzle as the alcohol burns me. Shh, be quiet, I can't focus if you're screaming, she says softly. I continue to scream. No one's answering my screams, nobody's helping. She continues to operate. She began to hum what sounded like a nursery rhyme. She got out a rusty spoon-like tool and began to scream. I began to scream even louder. I begged and pleaded, but she hummed even louder to silence my screams. She scooped out my eyeballs, ripping them out of their sockets. I squirmed and screamed and cried, and out of the nurse, she became livid. Shut your mouth, child! I can't focus if you're screaming! She said as if she put my eyeballs into a jar. Despite her orders, I continued to scream louder and louder. Shut your mouth, god damn it! She screamed at me. She reached out for several tools. One was a hammer, a small metal rod, and the other stitches. I tried to squirm away, but it was useless. Resistance was futile. She grabbed the hammer and rod and began to chuckle as she held me down. She then began to hum again as she put the rod on my front teeth and began to smash my teeth with the hammer, as if she was chiseling a statue. She continued to smash my teeth like a maniac. I screamed, hoping I would pass out or die. I told you to be quiet, she exclaimed. She took her stitches and began to stitch my mouth shut. I could not scream anymore. I couldn't even open my mouth. I laid there on the street choking on my own blood and teeth. Despite my resistance, despite all this, I could not die. I just couldn't die. I prayed for God to come and help me, but as usual, He would not answer my prayers. She picks me up and wraps me in the skin that she ripped off my body. She takes me to the backyard, dragging my body against the concrete, blood soaking the concrete. She dragged me into the dark, mysterious woods that she was staring at, still humming that old nursery rhyme. I can't die. Someone help. God. Mom, Dad, Taylor. Someone help me. I continued to make humming, screaming noises as she dragged me into the woods, never to be seen again. God help me.